How when she do y'all think Bigfoot is a good song? Do y'all think Bigfoot is a good song? Give me a one if you think Bigfoot is a good song. Let me check if my mic is on. Is this thing recording in the Hey everyone, welcome back to Themis and Thought. Grab your coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that. Emotionally distant. I'm trying to be emotionally distant from this that I'm doing now. Actually, let me put on my headphones so I'm not yelling. No, I don't like it. All right. So, how is everyone doing? Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Um, I don't have to do billables today, so um I don't have to do billables tonight, so I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be here with you all. All right. Did y'all know that Northwest or whatever her name is in like The Lion King, and she was doing like a performance, and people like, these are kids, leave kids alone, blah blah blah. Um, where was this energy? Where was this energy when Blue Ivy was dancing and everyone dragged her? And the argument for all the people who are like kids and blah, 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 for all the people who said that because of nepotism and the fact that Beyonce put Blue Ivy out there, we got to critique Blue Ivy and her dancing because we are consuming, in some ways, the concert, and she's there performing, taking away opportunities from really talented people. The fact that y'all said that and now want to pretend like we can critique this performance, I'm not going to play it, but it's wild to me. It's wild. And I am saddened by the fact that there are so many young kids who are just super talented, can actually sing. And we're using the excuse that, oh, she's just a little girl. Yeah, getting paid to do a performance. And child labor should be a part of the conversation, but it's like wild to think that there are so many talented young people, young girls out there who could have played in The Lion King or whatever. And this is, you know what, to each their own. Because this is wild to me. The fact that people are on here defending this performance is wild. My little cousin can do my little cousin can do this. Like anyway, so I just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention because that's wild to me. Anywho, before we get into this video and I hit the intro, hey everyone, grab your coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that and then come. We're over at my condo. It's kind of raining or drizzly. So come over and we'll sit down and talk in a bunch of blankets and pillows on the floor. All right. I want to say thank you. Thank you all. I released a video yesterday. Um, oh, and by the way, someone is talking about Blue still. Blue heard the critique and she came back, and every night she became better. And I appreciate her work ethic. So hopefully, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care if Northwest or whatever her name is gets better. I don't care. I'm not watching it. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I dropped a video yesterday on homelessness, and there are a couple of things that I want to get into before we actually start the video for today. The first is that I usually drag the Discord, so I have to give them props for helping me with that video, for motivating me more so than like actual helping with the video. But they were very keen on me releasing the video as opposed to trashing it like I trash a bunch of other videos that I didn't feel comfortable putting out. So I appreciate that. Separately, I really appreciate the feedback. I actually really appreciate the feedback. As I'm watching the comments, they're very thoughtful. Thank you to everyone who've reached out to me. Like, that's the kind of interaction that I've always wanted. And there have been a bunch of videos that I do here and there that gets that kind of interaction. And I just truly appreciate the thoughtful comments, even people who disagree with me. I appreciate the thoughtful comments. I appreciate Black women's labor. You did read one of the articles that I did use in the video out loud, and I did take notes as you were reading it. So thank you, Level Up Single Mom. I did actually appreciate that. Shout out to the Discord for all your help. Um, so there are a couple of things. As a creator, I think YouTube is set up in a way that makes you want to look at your analytics a lot, and you kind of measure sort of how many people are watching this, how many people are engaged. And somewhere in there, I think it's very easy to lose the fact that these are human beings, like your subscribers, your viewership, all of that. They're human beings, right? And you can only do as best as you can do, put it out, and hope that other people see your work and enjoy it and engage with it, or even critique it. And so I am fortunate that so many of you enjoyed it. I didn't actually think 500 people were going to watch that video. So the fact that there are people watching, I just want to say thank you. And that I was like 400, 500 people will watch, and that somehow seemed like a bad thing is also wild, because if 2 or 3 people in real life took an interest in something that I had to say, then I would feel excited. So the fact that there are even like 100 people on YouTube willing to watch anything that I put out, it's actually quite humbling. So I really appreciate it. My mom gave me perspective. The Discord gave me perspective. And so I put out the video thinking it's okay if only 500 people watches it. And you guys have showed up and shown out, not just in terms of like, oh, a number, but like the comments that you put there, the feedback that I'm getting. I truly, truly appreciate that. So I wanted to take a moment to say thank you. I really do actually appreciate the kind of engagement that you guys have given to this video. All right, mushy stuff out of the way. Let's move on. Let's move on. Right, here we go. Let's get into this foolishness. I'm very annoyed, so let's do it. Let's do it quickly. Oh, that is so sweet. I hope this were true. So I mean, I'm gonna assume it's true because like it made me feel better, like I'm doing things. All right. So Corey Holcomb decided that he wanted to get on Beyonce's internet. And he wanted to interview Craig Smith, whom I do not know at all. And they're having a discussion about Diddy and Cassie. And in truth, I've kind of backed up off of like the Diddy and Cassie engagement. I kind of backed up off of it because a lot of what is happening is kind of expected. And so like I just want to see how it plays out. So this is what they had to say when it comes up. And I do actually want you all to listen, and I will take notes too. Here we go. Get my notes out. I will take notes because I actually want to go over what they actually said.
Whoever smash, but I'm saying I don't like how she shits on the people. She always got an interview where she shitting on us. Like if Corey Holcomb go down for something, they gonna call me, Gayle King want to interview you. And I know she's seeing this right now because they don't never tell you they watching, but they watching. All the people watching right now, 5150. They just don't want to admit they watching.
What hurt?
The nigga who beat the bitch up at the hotel, he watching. They watch it, dog. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They be like, this is the show they've been waiting on all week to see what I'm gonna say. I ain't really go in like that. I'm just saying, dog. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, hey, nigga.
Ain't nobody got the courage to stick up for Puff. I do.
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
Hey, man, Cassie.
And that's where I'm gonna stop you. He says, ain't nobody, I don't want to use this language either, but ignore. He just said, ain't nobody have the courage. The word courage is a very particular word to use right there to say, ain't nobody, I hate saying ain't nobody have the courage to stick up for Puffy. No one has the courage to stick up for Puffy. And he's saying he do. Courage implies a kind of moral strength, right? And so the idea that you have morals enough to stand in the face of something negative and quote unquote stick up for Puff is absolutely wild. Secondary, this is an implication for me. The lack of courage in people means that there might be, in his mind, people who want to stand up for P. Diddy, right? So they just don't have the courage, but there are a lot of people who want to stand up, but he has the courage. This kind of moral compass for me is compromise. Like, right, like this is compromise. So we don't actually have to get into like his opening. All we need to remember is that he is saying that in this segment, he is standing up for Puff. Because at the end of the statement, he's going to say, oh, I'm not trying to stand up for abusers. Then the question becomes, is Puff, I don't know him as Puff, is P. Diddy an abuser, right? I guess Puff Daddy was the first name, P. Diddy was my generation, and then Love was whatever. This is his Love era. So I don't know necessarily what is happening, but let's hear what he's saying, and then we'll probably do a mind map, because I do actually need to draw this out. I have my remarkable ready to go, and we're going to draw this out and see what's happening. All right, let's hear him. He has the courage to stand up for Puff Daddy, so let's get it.
So I want him to hear this.
Cassie ain't the bitch y'all think she is. I always say this, man. Domestic violence is not always abuse because some bitches like to fight. Cassie.
God.
All right. This is. Cassie's not who we think she is. There's a couple of questions here. The first question is two questions actually. Who is Cassie really? How do you know, obviously, who Cassie is and also who she is? That's like one kind of compound question. The second question is, what do you think we think Cassie is? And now create the distinction between who Cassie is in your mind, how you know that, and who we believe Cassie is, and kind of create that kind of distinction for us, right? Because you start off on Cassie, and then you speak generally about not all DV is abuse. Now let's look up abuse, because we need to define abuse, because apparently a lot of us don't know what abuse means. All right. Cruel or violent treatment of a person or animal. So even if DV is happening bilaterally, right? Both people would be being abusive to each other, right? So because both people engage generally in back and forth physical violence doesn't mean it's not abuse. It's DV and it's still abuse, and they're probably both abusive to each other. The problem for you now is when you make such a broad statement, you still have an obligation now to narrow it in, because you're telling us that Cassie is not the person we think her to be. You then go generally and say some women fight with men, so there's bilateral DV happening as opposed to unilateral DV. It's going both ways instead of one. All right. but it's still abuse and it's still DV. And while I can agree that there are people, men and women, who engage in physical violence towards each other, I also recognize that this is abuse. You seem to think that because these people are hitting each other, that cancels it out. It's still abuse. How does that relate to Cassie? How does that relate to Cassie? Unless your very next statement is going to provide evidence that Cassie belongs to the group of women who fight back, or Cassie was the instigator, I am not sure how you are in defense of. And you can't say you're being neutral because you open up by saying that you were standing up for Puff. By the way, I'm treating this like a legitimate argument. It's not. It's not. It's just degeneracy. It's just degeneracy. I wasn't going to go live. I was going to actually make a video, but I was getting annoyed throughout the video, and I just decided to delete all my footage and do this instead. All right, let's hear him continue.
Is the same woman that would go to Puff Daddy's house while Kim Porter was alive and watch Puffy beat on Kim, cuss Kim out, abuse Kim, and laugh at Kim. Kim's friends have came out and it's documented that they say Cassie used to be torturing Kim with Puff.
I don't know if that was an echo. I apologize if there was an echo. Okay, where's the proof? You said there documented evidence. Where is it? Because I know you're not talking about that Booth lady who came out talking some foolishness online, who've only met Kim once. I know that's not what you're talking about. So where's the proof? Let's assume, arguendo, that you are in fact correct. That a 19-year-old Cassie, a young woman, a teenager who could not even order an alcohol beverage if she went out, was in fact dating P. Diddy at the time, who was also dating Kim. She goes to Kim's home, or P. Diddy's home, and P. Diddy is abusing Kim. Let's say, for whatever reason, Cassie laughs at Kim, right? Puffy abused Kim. Puffy's now abusing Cassie. There is a common denominator here that I feel like is getting ignored. There is one individual inflicting harm on multiple women here. And you are saying we should ignore the individual inflicting the harm and focus on the observer of said harm, who was a teenager, not preventing this grown man from engaging in bad behavior towards Kim? Are we saying this child should have known better and protected Kim? Is that what we're doing? Or could it be that this man abused two women? Because it's funny now, everyone is bringing up King. I think that's actually hilarious, not in the ha-ha way, but like you a degenerate way, because no one was speaking about Kim being abused when they all apparently everyone in Hollywood knew that Kim was getting abused. And no one is saying anything about it until Cassie is getting sympathy. Then people are saying, but what about Kim? Well, you knew about Kim. Theme, if you stay on Cass's, you're a hater. I don't know what your gender is. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. All I know is you're a hater, and the kind of hate that you must have towards someone to be commenting over here is ridiculous. I find it actually fascinating the fact that y'all would prefer to be in a community where victims are not listened to and spoken about. You can literally go anywhere else. Did y'all know Cassie was my jewel? Remember that lady who came up here and said Cassie was my jewel? Yeah, yeah. These people are mad. Anyway, let's continue.
She is not this victim broad that everybody is making her out to be. This is a treacherous bitch. Anytime a woman that is that beautiful is dating a nigga that is that regular looking, she's hustling her pussy. This is a woman that hustles vagina, and we treating her like she a Claire Huxtable or a respectable everyday woman. This bitch is a libido whore. She's libido hungry and she's money hungry.
Mind you, this was a teenager who a grown man decided to prey on, lie to, trick, drug, beat, kick, drag on the floor, and they are just focused on the fact that she was too beautiful for him. They don't know why she decided to date him. No one fully understands any of this. But he is mad, and he, in some ways, is implying that Cassie deserved this, and thus we should not have sympathy for Cassie and for other women who were abused at the hands of a powerful man. In his world, if you, a woman, want to have access to money and you date someone and they abuse you because they have money and you wanted to have access to money, that is okay. They get to abuse you. That's the world he is creating, mind you. And I don't think he cares. There is a sort of, I don't want to really expound on this, but this is a theory I have about jealousy and these men actually wanting access to men with money. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. We'll get to it in a minute. We won't get to it in a minute.
Hungry, and she's eating, sucking, and fucking on anybody that got the paper. That $30 million settlement she got, a portion of that should go to Kim's kids. Because you tortured Kim fucking with a married man to get to that paper.
Who is this married man? Who is the married man? I didn't know Kim was married to Diddy. Was Kim married to Diddy? Google. Let me look. Was Kim Porter ever married to Diddy? Nope. Diddy, who never married Porter despite being together for more than a decade, expressed his regret and grief over losing her. He said he played himself by not marrying her and revealed that one of the last things she told him was to take care of their children. Well, I don't believe she said any of that. But no, he never married. So what husband are we talking about now? So you're just making things up. I hope this degenerate male does not have a daughter because the way karma is set up. The thing is, I also don't. I hope that's not how karma works, but because like watching these men talk is really disgusting. Not only that, they are lying and speaking the lies as a fact and verifiable, right? So you don't know, none of us know how or if Cassie ever saw Kim being abused, how she reacted if she saw Kim being abused, and they're pretending as if they have the answer to this. And because a teenager at the time might have not have sympathy, right? Overtly in the way that she's crying or fighting Diddy off of Kim, because she didn't in their mind. That therefore means that she should be abused. And we ignore in this paradigm the person inflicting the harm. So we're just gonna ignore Diddy, and Diddy being the person inflicting harm on both these women. And instead, we're going to use Diddy abusing another woman, point to Diddy's abuse of Kim as an example of why we shouldn't care about Diddy's abuse of Cassie. Okay, fine. Let's then talk about Diddy's abuse of Kim. Can we do that then? Let's talk about Diddy abusing Kim. Since y'all don't want to talk about Cassie, right? Apparently, Cassie isn't the kind of victim y'all want to talk about. Instead of using Cassie as Kim rather as a deflection tool, instead of looking at Kim as a way to steer the conversation away from abuse, generally, let's talk about abuse of Kim specifically. Right? Like we don't have to talk about abuse in the context of Cassie. We can talk about abuse in the context of Kim. But you are not bringing up Kim to talk about abuse at all. Like you're bringing up Kim to move the conversation out of abuse and talk specifically about how Cassie didn't care for Kim and trigger women to think, oh, there's no sisterhood. Even if there isn't a sisterhood, this man is abusive. When you're bringing up another woman he abused in order to defend Diddy and vilify Cassie, you automatically, yeah, that don't make sense. Jocelyn, that does not make sense.
Used to be at Puff House while Kim was there on some super disrespectful shit. I'm spitting like a motherfucker.
But that don't mean that somebody needs to get beat down.
But if a woman participates in the abuse of another woman, why are all women sticking up for her? Some bitches deserve to get whooped on.
No one deserves to get beat, so I don't know what you're talking about. Also, to just be saying that she stood in support of Diddy while Diddy was abusing Kim is wild and nasty work. Prove it. Prove it. You just sat there, angry as you are, confessing to Diddy abusing Kim, right? You don't have to, we don't need anyone to agree that Diddy abused Cassie because we saw the video. We saw the video. I'm not about to sit and go back and forth to argue if Cassie was abused. She was definitely abused. I believe everything that she said in her complaint. The lawsuit was settled within like 24 hours. So we don't have time for that. What we do have time for is to hear this man with his full chest say Cassie was there while Diddy abused Kim. So Diddy abused Kim. Because all I heard was Diddy abused Kim. Now, Cassie was there in your mind, but you said Diddy abused Kim. Okay, we can stop talking about Cassie now and talk about the abuse of Kim. We can do that. No, I am fully willing to concede that maybe we've talked about Cassie too much. Let's talk about Kim. Do it. Do it. I'll cover it. Tell me what happened, because I don't know what happened with Kim, but I'm not saying because I don't know it didn't happen. Cassie had a complaint that I read. Cassie had a video. There was an apology from Diddy. So the case right there is solid. I believe a man like Diddy, who drags someone on the floor like that, is probably abusing all these women. But I don't have evidence of the abuse of Kim. Everyone said, and I believe it. So I don't know how to talk about something I believe without any real proof or without any complaint or without any knowledge at all. But if you have this information, please bring it. Like I would like nothing more actually than for Kim to have never been abused. Like that would have that's the perfect world. However, if she was abused and there are people who knows of this abuse and are speaking up about it and have like evidence, even if you don't have that much evidence, talk about it. Tell me what happened. I'm willing to talk about it too. I am very willing to talk about it. You all are using it to deflect and not actually talking about it. You're saying, oh, Cassie was there while Kim was being abused. Abused by who? Abused by who? Diddy? Got it. So we're still back at. Let me draw this out for y'all. Let me. I just want to use this is a remarkable moment. Let's pull up my remarkable. All right. So, wait, it actually showed up. Wait, let's see if writing happens. Oh, I'm afraid to write on this now. Y'all can see my handwriting. Let's see. Is Diddy an abuser? Yes. No. All right. Now, how do you technology took black men out of the home? Y'all play entirely too much. All right. What evidence we have for yes? Lawsuit, settlement, video evidence, apology. These people are so sick. All right. It is sounding like, yes, Diddy is an abuser, right? It's very clear Diddy is an abuser. These men are arguing that Cassie saw Kim being abused. All right. So if Cassie saw Kim being abused, where does this put is Diddy an abuser? Tell me this random thing in the middle, this very random thought in the middle. Cassie saw Kim abused. I should add being, but I won't. Cassie saw Kim being abused. Where does that go? What is Diddy an abuser? We saw the lawsuit. We saw the settlement. We saw the lawsuit. We read the complaint. We listened to everything that needed to come out of that lawsuit. It was settled in less than 24 hours. We saw a video being released of Diddy being disgusting, dragging this woman, kicking this woman on the floor in a hotel room. He then came out with an apology, which means he did the thing that was on the tape. It wasn't AI. All right, it's definitely giving yes. But your argument is that Cassie should not be believed. Your argument right here is that Cassie saw Kim being abused. I don't know what that does. What exactly does this? This right here? What does this do? Cassie was 19 years old when they first met, right? I don't remember how old Kim was at this point. I'm trying to figure out what to do with Cassie saw Kim being abused. Let me ask another follow-up question, right? By whom? Who was abusing Kim? Because the question isn't, did Diddy abuse Cassie? We saw that on tape. We're asking, is Diddy an abuser? And you're telling us that Cassie saw Kim being abused. The next question is by who? And if your answer is Diddy, if Diddy is the person who abused, if Diddy is the person who abused both Cassie and Kim, then yes, he is still an abuser. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do with this. Everything leads to yes, he is an abuser. Now, the question is, should we show sympathy for a person who laughed at another woman? Well, even if we shouldn't show sympathy, it doesn't change the fact that Diddy is an abuser. But you haven't proven that she laughed. You haven't proven not only that she laughed, you didn't prove that she laughed out of malice. So even putting this on like my mind map, this is me trying to mind map what is happening. This is not an argument. This is straight up a red herring. This is the exact example of a red herring. There is an argument that Diddy is an abuser with a fact pattern leading to the conclusion that Diddy is an abuser, and this man decided to tell you that Cassie saw Kim being abused. If Cassie saw Kim being abused, the person abusing Kim is an abuser. Oh, wait, the person abusing Kim is the exact same person abusing Cassie. Therefore, that person, i.e., P. Diddy, is an abuser, pointing out that Cassie might be flawed in her character, in your mind, does not change the fact that she was abused. And not only was she abused, you now added another person, Kim, who was abused by the same person you claim to be defending. Girl, what are you doing? This is not an argument. You know this is not an argument because it's not attached to anything. Cassie saw Kim being abused is not attached to anything. It literally means absolutely nothing in the context of this conversation. This is not a defense, mind you. Imagine your attorney. For real. Imagine your attorney defending you, right? Attempting to defend you. And they go in court and stand up in front of the jury and said, my client is not guilty of abusing this woman because this woman watched my client abuse another woman. and did nothing. Go. Yeah, what? Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm only laughing because of how dumb the argument is in defense of. This is a dumb argument. Like, it is actually dumb. And it's not meant, mind you, it is not meant to be a good argument. It is just meant to distract you and get you emotional, right? It is saying there are women who fight men. Got it. Cute. Is this Cassie? No. Cassie is not a good person. Okay, how do you know that? There are women who fight men. Again, I heard you. Does this apply to Cassie? There are women who fight men and men who fight women. Okay, how does this apply to Cassie? Separately, Cassie watched as Diddy beat another woman. Okay, but your main argument, the general argument is that women fight men too. What do you mean now Cassie watched Diddy fight another woman? So he just beating women. He's just fighting women. I don't know what your argument is. So the degenerate is criticizing 19-year-old Cassie for allegedly watching Diddy abuse Kim, but doesn't criticize the grown man that witnessed. Right? Not only does he not criticize the grown man that witnessed, the man inflicting it is the one being defended, and he is going to attempt to clean this up by saying, "I am not defending Diddy, or I'm not defending an abuser." You are. You literally open by saying no one has the courage to stand up for Puffy, and you are gonna stand up for Puffy. So yeah, you were defending him. You're standing up for him. What do you mean? I drew it out. It didn't make no sense. It didn't make sense when you said it. It didn't make sense when I drew it out, so it don't make no sense.
You don't know that for a fact.
Look it up. I mean, it's
that she watched it, that she knew. And now knowing is a different story, because some people are so twisted in their mind that they might think that they can change somebody. Now that might have been her mistake, but that's not deserving of her getting hit.
No, what
hit.
I'm saying this is women are not a monolith. Y'all ain't all created the same. Sometimes when you see a woman getting her ass whooped, that's because she just robbed a nigga, or she set a nigga up to get murdered, or all women ain't fucking victims. So I'm not about to run around here on this tape and act like all you bitches is good bitches.
Some of you bitches
ain't
we're
shit.
Talking about the Cassie thing. We're not talking about all
Cassie, I'm
We're
telling
talking about that.
I mean, why are you? Before I continue, let me go back a little, because she was holding her own, and then Corey Holcomb decided to disrupt what she's saying. All women aren't victims. Fine. I can even concede to that. Concession made. What I gotta do, let's see if I can pull this up again. No, I'm up there. They're gonna add all women aren't victims. Okay, this also is completely detached. This, unless you go make the attachment to all women aren't victims and the some who aren't, you need to make Cassie belong to the some who aren't victims. You haven't done that. This, again, is a red herring. Like, why? What are you doing? This is like an extreme case of deflection. All women aren't victims. Got it. This is cute. I can agree to this. All women aren't victims. Where does this go? The argument, question, is Diddy an abuser? Right? Yes. We saw the lawsuit, the settlement, the videos, the apology. Yes, in fact, he is an abuser. Their argument is Cassie saw Kim being abused. Got it. Abused by who? Diddy. Okay, so he's an abuser. All women aren't victims. So random statement out of nowhere that has nothing to do with anything being discussed. Okay, fine. All women aren't victims. Agreed. But Cassie, though. And not only Cassie, you brought up Kim. So Cassie and Kim, are they victims? Okay, they are both victims. Victims of who? Diddy. Okay, so we still end up, again, an abuser. all roads are still going to abuser. Everything is going to abuser. All right, let's continue. Let's see what else they're going to throw out there.
Out and it's documented that they say Cassie used to be torturing Kim with Puff. She is not this victim.
How did she torture? Where? It is documented that Cassie used to torture Kim with Puff. It still means Puff is an abuser. But where's this evidence? Where is it? I'm gonna need to see it. Because you've been referencing a lot, and when she asked you where it is, you told them to Google it.
Broad that everybody is making her out to be. This is a treacherous bitch. Anytime a woman that is that beautiful is dating a nigga that is that regular looking, she's hustling her pussy. This is a woman that hustles vagina, and we treating her like she a Claire Huxtable or a respectable everyday woman. This
is actually quite important. This is actually quite important. Also, trigger warning. Thank you. In his mind, there are certain kinds of women who should be treated well and others who shouldn't. There are some that are supposed to be respected and some that shouldn't. There are some who should be abused in his mind and some who shouldn't. The fact that you think there are a group of women that should be getting abused and for people to not care about them is absolutely wild and diabolical. Unless you can prove that this was some bilateral fighting happening, abuse, I don't want to hear it. And even then, it's still abusive. So I don't know where you're going with this.
bitch is a libido whore. She's libido hungry and she's money hungry and she's eating, sucking, and fucking on anybody that got the paper. That $30 million settlement she got, a portion of that should go to Kim's kids. Because you tortured Kim fucking with a married man to get to that paper. She used to be at
Sorry. They're hateful because of how much money they're assuming she got in that settlement, and they don't want her to have that money. Kim's kids, Diddy can take care of them. Diddy can pay for them. If you think that Diddy was abusing Kim and therefore he should pay the kids, then go make that argument. Ain't nobody stopping you. Like, what do you mean? You're just sitting up there, so you think Cassie should just go give money to what? Just jealous, and like the envy is like wild to me. And the funny thing is, I don't think they read what they're going through as like envy and jealousy. Also, a lot of projection, their own kind of, he's gonna say it about what everyone does. He gonna say it.
Off house, while Kim was there on some super disrespectful. I'm spitting like a motherfucker.
But that don't mean that somebody needs to get beat down.
But if a woman participates in the abuse of another woman, why are all women sticking up for her? Some bitches deserve to get whooped on.
You don't know that for a fact.
Look it up. I mean, it's just
that she watched it, that she knew. Now, knowing is a different story because some people are so twisted in their mind that they might think that they can change somebody. Now, that might have been her mistake, but that's not deserving of her getting hit.
No, what I'm saying this is women are not a monolith. Y'all ain't all created the same.
What are you talking about? They're specifically talking her objection right here, and kudos to her for pushing back in the specific way. All women aren't a monolith. Sure, that is true. All women aren't. We're talking about Cassie and Diddy. You made some very specific allegations about Cassie. Prove it. Actually, don't prove it. How do you know? Why are you relying on that information? You want to. That's it. You just want to believe that. You just wanting to believe is good enough for you to believe the evidence that doesn't exist. Or you don't have. Right? So they have, mind you, this is super important too. They have no evidence that Cassie was in fact, no legitimate evidence. This one lady who'd never met Cassie or met her one time said this thing once, right? But let's say y'all don't have the kind of evidence you need. You're going to make it up. But in the face of a video where Cassie is being dragged on the floor, their response to it was, and I'm going to play it, their response to it was, we need more context. You need more context for a video evidence of a man dragging a woman, a man who settled a lawsuit against him for dragging this woman and all kinds of other things. A man who comes out and apologizes for the video, calls it his darkest days. Terrible apology too. You need more context for why he did that, but y'all are up here ready to believe that Cassie was laughing at another woman without any evidence at all. You don't need any context for that. You don't need any evidence suggesting that. You're just going to believe it. But when it comes to him on camera, beating, kicking, and dragging her, you need more context for that video. That makes sense to you. That position makes sense to you.
Sometimes when you see a woman getting her ass whooped, that's because she just robbed a nigga or she set a nigga up to get murdered, or all women ain't fucking victims. So I'm not about to run around here on this tape and act like all you bitches is good bitches.
We're
Some
not
of you
talking
bitches
about all bitches.
ain't
We're
shit.
talking about the Cassie thing. We're not talking about all
Cassie, I'm
We're
telling
talking
you.
about that.
I mean, why are you antagonizing for bitches?
I'm not a day. We're
I'm
talking
just saying,
about Cassie. We already
do you know
the
Cassie?
No,
Do you think she had sex? Let me ask you a question. I don't know the bitch. I wouldn't piss on the bitch if she was on fire in the street.
We're all going on what we see.
Let me ask you a question.
On what we know, what we see.
Do you think that woman had sex with him after he whooped her?
100
Probably.
million
Yeah,
times.
she stayed with him many years after that.
Talking about?
That's not still.
I don't like a motherfucker.
If
a bitch whoop my ass, I'm through with you.
Well,
so I feel like oh my God, I'm muted. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. So I think they're using comedy. I think they're using comedy to hide, or terrible comedy, to hide what they truly believe. Because I don't think it's possible in 2024 for people to think because you stay with someone who abused you, it means that the abuse is erased, that you weren't abused. That doesn't make sense to me, because pretty much every one of the psychological research, Stockholm syndrome is very well known. So like I I I don't know that they believe this, or I don't know if they're so caught up in defending Diddy that they're not thinking. But like every psychological write up, paper, research highlights the distorted thoughts that people have when they're in abusive relationship, the damage to self-worth, the inability to make real decisions about safety, their own fear, wanting to be the savior of the person abusing them, the family expectations and experience, financial constraint, isolation is a big one. Like, I can rattle a lot of this off without doing any deep analysis, because it's so well known. Like, this is very well known. So like, oh, you stayed with him after he did this is not evidence that the thing claimed, the abuse, didn't happen. Trigger warning, by the way. They always like to deflect blame from men to women. When a man gets caught, it's them being on. Yeah, no. But the thing is, like, even if you are, there's no way to defend that video. Now you're saying Cassie watched as a woman was being abused when she was a teenager, employed by Diddy, in a contract with him, literally have no real control over what is happening. And you expected her to do what? Corey and his Dusty friend really believe this in real. Yeah, I think I know they believe that, like, abuse is fine, right? Like, I know a lot of people believe that, which it's not. my issue is their way of arguing it. Like they don't even. It's like they're trying. It's like this is them at their top in terms of intellect, but it's doing absolutely nothing. Like you're not making an argument. The argument then maybe you shouldn't support Cassie because Cassie's not a good person. That is a dumb take because these are the same men who will defend black men who've been shot by the police with a criminal record, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but if you're looking at someone and say, oh, she wanted to be with him because he has money, that's a long way from a person who engaged in criminal behavior being killed by the police, unalived by the police, and us defending them regardless of their background. A woman wanting to be with a man who has money doesn't deserve physical abuse, and like that is so wild. Like I feel like there is no like logical consistency in any of these stances, just an emotional reaction, and it just sounds dumb. Like all of it just sounds dumb to me.
Hey, I had a cousin get stabbed 4 times in the chest in his sleep. A mom, I got 50 first cousins and 80% of them is women. All women aren't dainty women that need to be.
That's the truth. I get that. That is the truth. I believe that.
I call him my cousin.
But there's also a thing called Stockholm Syndrome.
Unless you're going to tie that back to the Cassis case, why are you bringing it up? Unless you're going to say some women aren't dainty, they like to fight. Unless you're about to do that and then also say, here is an example of Cassie liking to fight, I don't know why you're bringing that up. That doesn't make sense. It's not an argument. That's literally deflection. Like you're not engaging in argumentation at all, not even in the least bit. There is a prompt, and you have not answered the prompt. I do recognize that a lot of people are triggered. I am so sorry. I should have like started with a trigger warning. I apologize. Loda, greeting Themas and mods and chat. Love your commentary. Thank you. I appreciate that.
The longest.
For some people. And that's crazy.
His wife shot him 5-6 times on their honeymoon because another girl called the phone, shot him, snuck him with a gun. When this nigga came to, because it's a miracle, he lived. And I love him to death. But do you know what this motherfucker said?
What?
I got to go get my wife out of jail.
Oh, yeah.
She said not all women are victims. I don't.
But that's all I mean.
Once he came to and realized what happened, because you know when he woke up, he wasn't right at first. Yeah. But once he realized what happened, this motherfucker was worried about the bitch who tried to murder.
Okay. His argument is women be shooting men. Men be cheating, women be shooting men. That's essentially his argument here. That's cute. That's fine. What does this have to do with Cassie? This man you brought onto your podcast say he's standing up for Diddy, and he's explaining why he's standing up for Diddy, and he's not making an argument in favor of Diddy. In fact, he's making an argument against Diddy. Everything this man has said pointed out that Diddy is a problem, has been a problem, and probably will continue to be a problem, and thus the government should do something about him. Got it. You are now giving an anecdote about your friend who is cheating on his wife when they're on honeymoon. The wife gets upset, shoots him, gets locked up, and your friend, when he came to wanted to go bail out his wife, probably because he was the one cheating, probably because he thought he deserved it. No one deserved any of this, but I'm not caring about their situation in the least bit. How does that anecdote about your cheating friend getting shot by his wife, how does that relate to Cassie? You are not about to just say women be shooting, man. You're not about to say women be bad, women be shooting. You're not about to say that and then expect us to conclude Cassie is bad. Cassie is a woman. Thus, Cassie be shooting. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm trying to figure out. 1 plus 1 is not equaling 2. Something's not right. Wait, I'm sorry. None of this is funny. Women be shooting as wild as a defense. Women be shooting. Men be cheating, women be shooting. Girl, I need to get off here. I need to get... So I am gonna go back because, like, I don't know what the story. Like, I honestly don't understand why they're painting the picture that not all women are good. That is it. That's fine. We can concede there's some women who be shooting. Women be shooting. Yo, I need a shirt. It's not even that funny. It's not even that funny, but I need a shirt that say women be shooting. I think I'm gonna go on Amazon and order a shirt that says women be shooting. I want to create the font though.
As women, all women aren't dainty women that need to be.
That's the truth. I get that. That is the truth. I believe that.
I call him my cousin.
But there's also a thing called Stockholm syndrome for some people, and that's crazy.
His wife shot him 5-6 times on their honeymoon because another girl called the phone, shot him, snuck him with a gun. When this nigga came to, because it's a miracle, he lived. And I love him to death. But do you know what this motherfucker said?
What?
I got to go get my wife out of jail.
Oh, yeah.
You just said not all women are victims. I don't.
But that's all I mean.
That's what once he came to and realized what happened, because you know when he woke up, he wasn't right at first. Yeah. But once he realized what happened, this motherfucker was worried about the bitch who tried to murder him.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm not sticking up for men that whoop women. What I'm saying is,
I'm not sticking up for men who whoop women, but what I'm saying is, absolutely not. Let me go back. So let me see, what time are we at? 1:21. So he just said, I am not sticking up for men who whoop women. But let's hear what he actually said.
Oh, that's Meadowlark Lemon Toe. That's a Globetrotter.
Did you say Meadowlark Lemon? Boy,
she played 10 years of Chuck Taylor's in them toes, man, with them toes. Yeah,
hey, man, look, I ain't mad at whoever smashed, but I'm saying I don't like how she shits on the people. She always got an interview where she shitting on us. Mm-hmm. Like if Corey Holcomb go down for something, they gonna call me, Gayle King want to interview you. And I know she's seeing this right now because they don't never tell you they watch it, but they watch it. All the people watch it right now, 5150. They just don't want to admit they watch it.
Well, I heard.
The nigga who beat the bitch up at the hotel, he watch it. They watch it, dog. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They be like, this is the show they've been waiting on all week to see what I'm gonna say. I ain't really go in like that. I'm just saying, dog. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, hey, nigga.
Ain't nobody got the courage to stick up for Puff. I do.
Ain't nobody got the courage to stick up for Puff. I'll do it. He literally just said, ain't nobody got the, unless I don't understand what ain't nobody means, he just said, ain't nobody have the courage to stick up for Puff. I'ma do it. And then, not even like 30 minutes later in the conversation, after getting caught up sticking up for Puff, he's gonna sit up there talking about, oh, I'm not sticking up for Puff. As if we didn't hear you stick up for saying you're going to stick up.
The bitch tried to murder.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm not sticking up for men that whoop women. What I'm saying is,
you are. You literally are sticking up for Puff P. Diddy, who we caught on camera hitting, beating, dragging, kicking Cassie. What do you mean you're not sticking up for me? By the way, if this was actually a video, because I was planning to make a video today and not go live, I would have cut those perfectly to go back to back a couple times. And you would have heard it back to back a couple of times. But I'm not doing this. I was going to try to do it, but the time stamping thing and me writing the number down is not, no. Just imagine it happened. Imagine there was a back-to-back playing because ain't nobody got time. They're clearly jealous they weren't invited to. They want Diddy hands. Oh my God, y'all play entirely too much. Why does a woman need to be dainty to be a victim? She don't. She don't. These men are. They will find a way. These men will find a reason. These men will find a way to diminish women. Like regardless. Like you will never be dainty enough. Attempting to be dainty is a trap, mind you. Attempting to be dainty is absolutely a trap. All right.
All women aren't victims. All women are not victims.
Right.
You know they suspended Stephen A. when he had the balls to say something like that.
You say what?
They suspended Stephen A. off ESPN when he had the balls to say
No matter
something like
what,
what you just said.
Yeah.
But I let you ride because I already know you telling the truth, man.
All women aren't victims. That's cute, but you are not here arguing about all women or all men. You are here standing up for Diddy. Your opening claim is that men don't have the courage, people don't have the courage to stand up for Diddy, and you are going to stand up for Diddy. I don't know why you're talking about all men and all women when you're specifically talking about standing up for Diddy, who you claim was abusing Kim Porter. You're standing up for Diddy. I'm trying to figure out why. But in my trying to figure out why you're standing up for Diddy, you are pointing out that, well, why are we talking about Cassie? We should be talking about Kim. We can do both. We can definitely do both. And you just introduced that he did something to another woman. So that's two. Young Miami introduced that she did something to an Asian lady who then who previously went on Tasha K. No one believed her, but when Young Miami tweeted at this woman, apparently did he be beating women specifically, and Drake. Apparently did he slap Drake. So did he be beating women and Drake, allegedly?
Man, let me tell you something, man. The bitch I took care of the most is in court telling them people everything she know about me.
Man.
Everything.
Yeah.
You can't tell me shit. Bitch, the worst thing God put on this planet.
Hey, man.
I mean, so if you believe that, if you believe women are the worst thing on this planet, like, does that mean, what does that mean? I mean, I'm not going to say it, but like, it has to mean something. You're mad that a woman is in court, dragging you through the courts right now, talking about everything that you did to her. So I'm assuming you are mad because you're abusive too. And the woman, do you think taking care of a woman means that you should be able to beat them and they shouldn't do anything about it? Like, I would like to interview these two men, not publicly, but I would, if they weren't going to be like loud and obnoxious, which they definitely will be. So I couldn't interview them, but I would. I would like to investigate this. You just said the woman you took care of the most is dragging you through the court. Got it. What did you do to her? And do you think what you did to her, to cause her to be dragging you through the courts, do you think your money and how you took care of her, means that she shouldn't care about how you treated her? Like I am confused because I actually I want to understand the thought process. I would like to understand this thought process because I don't get it. And I know there are people like this, and I would like to understand why they think like this. Not to agree with it, just to understand it. Literally said some women deserve to. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling hey, sometimes that's true, sometimes it ain't.
You know, you get mad at the wolves because they eat the animals and shit, but wolves love their brother, love their sister, love their father. They take care of each other. A funky bitch don't do nothing but smile until she got to play on you. And when she got to play on you, she gon' pull it.
And
I'm not talking about every woman, but I'm talking about the ones I knew.
Yeah.
Right. And guys, too, need to be leaving. If they see signs of somebody that can actually get them in a certain place, like in their minds or whatever, in their emotions, what have you, go on. Why are you around her, too? It goes a lot of ways. I'm just saying, when people are around each other and they continue to bring that around them, you asking for it. It's almost a matter of time.
If you are the type...
Okay, she lost me. She definitely lost it. Saying someone asked to be abused is vile and diabolical work. That is to say, if you are around someone who is abusive and you don't leave, you're asking for it, is diabolical. So she dead wrong. I now understand why she's there. I think, not dragging her, but like I think I understand. In truth, however, it is very difficult, I believe, for her to be among these two men, between these two men, and hold her ground for any period of time because of how they're yelling at her. Essentially, they're yelling at her and dragging her. So, like, I don't expect her to put up much of a fight, even though she was in the beginning. These men need therapy. And I know a lot of these men don't want, because all I heard from Corey in this one, I don't know this man's name. I'm not going to learn it. It is what it is. Like Craig, I don't know, Craig something. They're hurt. Apparently, Corey's getting dragged through these courts. So the wound is not even, it's still being cut. Right? Like, I can't even say the wound is fresh when the knife is still in there being twisted. So, like, he's getting dragged through the courts, apparently based on his admission. That Craig guy just looked like a weak A, I think, a B word. So, like, I don't expect much from these people. I do expect that they could go get some therapy, unwind. They could unwind some of the emotional baggage they have around women. Because when you say women are the worst things on this earth, to say something like that means you have a lot of trauma. To say all the women you've ever known have only taken from you and tried to trick you, Corey, it sounds like you only have a specific type of experience with women, and that can make someone jaded. And I do think you need to go figure that out. Like, I think you should go figure that out. These might want to be kept by Ed Hitler. Embarrassing. By the way, I went to Craig or whatever because I wanted to see what he said on his own. And so might be the last thing I watch before I want to show y'all what he said. Themis 2023. I want the men to speak up. Although Themis 2024. That's why y'all that's what your faces to say. That's what y'all allow your faces to say, period. I think she was talking about the men. She said if he gets triggered by a woman, he shouldn't be around her, or he is asking for it. Wait, I mean, I think it applies equally both ways. I don't think men who are being abused are asking to be abused, and I don't think women who are being abused are asking to be abused. And so, like, when she said men should also leave if they're being abused, I don't know if that's what you said, but I think that no one who is being abused is asking to be abused, and both people should leave. Wait, you said no, the man is the abuser? Let's see. No, it can't be the man as the abuser. Like, it can't be the man as the abuser because she wouldn't say he would be asking to be abused. All right, let's play it again. Let's wheel on come again.
Everything.
Yeah.
You can't tell me shit. Bitch, the worst thing God put on this planet.
Hey, man, sometimes that's true, sometimes it ain't.
You know, you get mad at the wolves because they eat the animals and shit, but wolves love their brother, love their sister, love their father. They take care of each other. A funky bitch don't do nothing but smile until she got to play on you. And when she got to play on you, she gon' pull it.
And she
I'm not talking about every woman, but I'm talking about
50
the ones I knew.
Yeah.
Right. And
Here she goes. So I'll listen to what she's saying. This is a hurt man with too much pride and ego, and he does need to go to like figure that out. Like this is a ticking time bomb in my mind. He's being dragged through the court, and I would not be surprised if there's abuse allegations. I'm not looking it up because I don't care enough about this man or what's going on in his life. But let's listen to what she says because maybe I misunderstood. If she's saying the abuser is asking for it, um, the framing wouldn't make sense. The framing would not make sense. So, but I could be wrong. So let's hear it again.
Guys too need to be leaving. They see signs of somebody that can actually get them in a certain place, like in their minds or whatever, in their emotions, what have you. Gone. Why are you around her too? It goes a lot of ways. I'm just saying, when people are around each other and they continue to bring that around them, you asking for it. It's almost a matter of time.
If you are,
yeah, no, I disagree with her. That's what I thought. She said, okay. The whole conversation about staying around, I see what she was trying to say now, and I'm a lot less annoyed at her. So thank you for making me go back. However, saying you're asking for it in terms of DV in the way that it was espoused is wild. But I see what she was attempting to say in the preliminary stage where she said, if you're a guy and this triggers you, you should leave. The next statement that she made about staying when you should go, you are asking for it, she seemed to suggest that it applies equally to both men and women, which is wild to me. But I see what y'all are saying. You're asking for it is not a great statement when it comes to articulation about responsibilities in DV. I don't know. But I see why y'all said to go back.
are the type of person where you want to control people, and when you don't get your way, you feel like you have the right to try to destroy them, you are not a good person.
No,
Who is that?
No. Yeah.
That's Puffy and Cassie.
See, I don't know Cassie. I don't watch the news and all that sucker shit. Why would I watch a nigga like that? I done seen this nigga.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. I think it's time to move on. I think it's time to, when someone say, I don't watch the news and that soccer, SHIT, I think yeah, what do you mean you don't watch the news? Like, what do you mean watching the news is soccer? Like, like it's just, yeah. I didn't finish this part because I only was gonna make the video on the Cassie part right there. But like, where do you mean you don't watch the news? So I'm a sucker because I watch the news. Is it like the deep state? Like, no, I went to this man's channel because I didn't know if this man had a channel, and like apparently he's getting dragged for his Cassie position, so he wanted to explain it. So I haven't really watched this. I watched the first part, and then right here he started talking about Cassie. So let's go there. Let me put this in the after show because I said this would be under an hour. This would be under an hour. So like, stay around. This is the after show, but I have to sequence it like this because it is. I am who I am, and I probably am just terribly OCD. So he's doing a Q&A because of the tape that leaked and his position on the tape that leaked. I don't know what this man is talking about, but I doubt it's going to be informative, and I doubt he's going to walk back in anything. This is the most traction this man has gotten. I didn't know who this man was until just now. So I'm pretty sure he's not about to walk this back. I'm pretty sure he's going to double down. Let me speed this up.
That's the next time I see it because it's so fish out of water. Bitch, what the fuck are you up to? Hang with this Vietnamese nigga. Greg drinking bison milk. Somebody said I smashed the white stuff, had her growing her hair out and wearing your yoga pants. Hilarious. I'm up here sipping breast milk. All right, well, fuck it. That's the same way I feel when I see bad bitches with Diddy. When Cassie first started dating Diddy, I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch Cassie up to? What is she up to? Why is she there?
When 19-year-old, when a teenager who is signed to provide music to a 10-deal contract, you thought, when you saw a grown man with a teenager dating the teenager, your thought was, what is she doing there? What is she doing? Why is she there? How is she trying to manipulate him? That's what you thought when you saw a teenager with a grown man. That's what you thought. I'm trying to work through this.
And then this whole case happens. The video comes out with Puffy dog walking her, snatching her, and kicking her. Oh my gosh, I was so appalled. I lost all respect for Puffy when I saw this video. But you always got to do more research because you have women, and then you have women that hustle their pussies for success. And a lot of times you have to hold judgment on situations like that until you figure out what type of woman this is.
So you want to hold judgment. You don't want to judge Diddy. You don't know what kind of woman this is getting kicked and dragged on camera, right? But you are willing to believe that Cassie is a terrible person who engaged terrible ways against Kim with zero evidence. With zero evidence. Oh, context matters as long as you're defending Diddy, but you don't need any kind of context for anything else. You don't even need proof. You don't need evidence. You don't need any of that. What kind of women deserve to be abused like that? Somebody's like, no, we shouldn't watch. No, we should watch it. We should definitely watch it. This is toxic. We should watch it. I want to watch it. I want to continue watching it. I didn't want to watch Corey Holcomb anymore. When a man sit up there and say, you're a sucker for watching the news, and it's like he don't watch news, he probably don't read either. Like, I'm not. No. Mm-mm. No.
And that's very important. Because everyone who appears to be the victim of a crime is not actually the victim.
Did you miss the apology? Did you miss the apology? When in reality it was Kim Porter who sat around and watched Diddy beat on. The thing is, like, even for me, it's like, even if they both were watching the other get abused, it's like, the abuser, though, this looked like straight up triangulation. Like, this looks like straight up triangulation, and to sit there and expect a teenager to step in when a grown man is abusing a grown woman is wild. Even still, this woman might be watching Diddy abuse Cassie, but I wouldn't expect an abuse victim. Like, I wouldn't expect Kim to be able to step in. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't expect Kim, who is being abused, to step in defense of Cassie. I also wouldn't expect Cassie, who is being abused, can't stand up for herself, to step in defense of Kim. Both women are being abused, and people want to make this into this weird thing where we are like deciding who should. I don't know. I don't know why these men do this. I don't know why these men do this. Oh, welcome, by the way.
We go through it all the time with people who try to manipulate someone into a response because that's their way of being in control. It happens to rich and successful people all the time. People start arguments trying to force you to hit them or start rumors and make up shit or videotape you doing shit that seems like it's, foul, but in actuality it was a setup. Like, what are we looking at here when we look at Cassie getting drugged on camera by Puffy?
Go ask him. You sat up there and said Cassie was laughing at Kim without any proof, therefore we should not be sympathetic towards Cassie. You sat up there and said that. Now we have proof of this woman being beat, and you were like, oh, we need context. We need context for why Diddy was putting his hands and feet, vase on this woman, dragging this woman in the lobby. And the hallway, rather, and you expect us to sit here and consider what she could have done to cause him to behave that way towards her, but you don't need proof for anything else. This is degenerate. It is.
Victimhood is weaponized these days, for sure. So was Puffy attacking her right? No, it was as wrong can get. But what the fuck is this bitch Cassie up to? Is nobody asking this question?
What do you mean, what is she up to? Like, actually, though, what do you mean? I don't understand that. What is she up to? What is she up to? So you think she's allowing herself to be abused because she's up to a bigger goal? Like, she's asking to be abused?
Because from my research, Puffy does this with all of his women before and after her. She was aware of his MO. You know how I know she was aware that Puff beats on women? Because Kim Porter's best friend was just quoted talking about Cassie and how foul Cassie was.
Kim Porter's best friend? That woman said that she met Kim Porter once. So you gonna sit up there and believe this woman who's only met Kim Porter once, but you are not gonna believe a video that you saw where Cassie's being beaten. You're going to need context for that video, but a statement made by a woman who've only met Cassie once, and Kim once rather, you're just gonna believe that. We already have proof that Kim was with Diddy before Cassie was, and that Kim was still with Diddy when Cassie got there, and while Diddy was beating her. And he just said, Diddy, here's the degenerate defense. Here's why this defense is so weird. He's saying Diddy has beaten every woman before Cassie. Therefore, Cassie know that Diddy beats women and should have what? Stayed away? The Diddy beating women part. The Diddy beating women part is the issue here. You keep sidestepping that, but that's the issue. Oh my, I was about to draw my thing on the remarkable again, but like I hate how buggy it is. Like 1 minute it's connected to the presentation and then next it's like off.
Look it up. I forget the lady's name, but it's one of Kim Porter's closest friends. She said that when Puffy first started messing with Cassie, of course he was still married to Kim, Puffy used to bring Cassie to the house.
This is the second time. Like the first time you said married, I Googled it, it could have been a slip. The second time feels intentional. It feels like you don't know what's happening. Because to be sitting up there talking about Kim and Diddy were married is nasty work. To keep referencing a marriage that never happened when you are trying to provide facts around a case that you know nothing about is wild. Because the fact of how inaccurate that statement is undermines your entire argument. You were saying Cassie steps in on a marriage. Unless this marriage was recognized at common law, there was no marriage. Just sitting up there. It's a weird thing. Like, you just sitting up there. I love how social media has democratized. Yeah, my Jamaican accent just jumped out of me. So, you know how y'all say democratize in here? If you're in the country in Jamaica, sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. Because we have to say democraticize, right? And so, like, both words just came into my mind all at once. Anyway, I like how social media makes information available and make us all able to turn on a camera and come on here and talk. The problem with this, right, is that a person like this don't have to even do any kind of research. You just come up with an opinion and start dragging based on the unsubstantiated opinion that they have. The claim that they're making is unsubstantiated, and they're gonna make it anyway. Who gonna check them? Ain't nobody around to check them. Jamaicans, Jamaicans in here. Jamaicans always adding random syllables. We do. We do aluminium. Aluminium. All right, let me continue.
And beat up on Kim and disrespect Kim in front of Cassie, and Cassie would just laugh at her. If you think I'm lying, look that up. Let me say it again. When Puffy was still with Kim, he would bring Cassie to the house and disrespect Kim and beat up on Kim in front of Cassie, and she would just laugh about it. She would laugh at her like almost like she was a goofy bitch.
Provide the evidence. Provide, because you saying he abused Cassie, but he also abused Kim means he is an abuser of women. Right? Am I right or not? Archville said he comes in peace. Can my past be forgiven? LOL. Period.
How are we not talking about this? I got enough of women holding niggas accountable for foul shit, but not holding women accountable for foul shit publicly. How come women aren't appalled by this? How come we don't hear more about Cassie being an opportunist and fucking with a married woman and indulging in the abuse with Kim Porter that she later became victim to?
Girl, provide the married woman. Provide to us the married woman that that Cassie was disrupting their marriage. Mind you, if Cassie was dating a married man, is not the one making the vow, right? She did make a vow. So the fact that you're blaming the person outside of the marriage is wild. But before we get to that argument, provide the wife. I want the wife provided. I want you to provide the wife. Where was the wife? Who was the wife? When was the wife? Why was the wife? I didn't. I want to see the wife. Provide the wife. Bring the wife. I want to say something, but I can't because it's like, oh, so inappropriate. I want to see the wife though. Who this wife be? Who the let me stop before I get canceled. See, if you're Nishimania, I'm not going to do it. You've been a member for 36 months, and I think I pronounced your name once. Once. For 36 months is wild. I appreciate you. We will have a celebratory live coming up soon. We will have a celebratory live for members coming up soon. I just want to figure out how to do it to make it interesting for people. But I'm trying to figure out who the wife be. I'm trying to figure out who the wife be because his whole argument is that Diddy wasn't just dating random women. His argument is that Cassie intruded on a happy marriage. He didn't say happy, but a marriage. And I want to know where the marriage was. Who was the wife? No, not who was the wife. Sorry. Who the wife be? Diddy had a phantom wife. Like, I want to know who the wife. Like, how are you this wrong online? Because, like, what he's invoking, you know, the people who are like very into marriage and thinks that like marriage is like this thing that like if you don't have it you have nothing and it's so sacred and no one should engage with it or whatever. Anyway, he's trying to evoke that we're like Diddy was married and this evil Jezebel went into Diddy's marriage to take Diddy out of his marriage, and so we should be mad at the Jezebel spirit that went and took Diddy out of the marriage. But for you to take Diddy out of a marriage as a Jezebel spirit, there has to first be a marriage. Where is this marriage and to whom was Diddy married? I just want to know those two things.
This shit foul out here, man. It's always a witch hunt on niggas. How come we never hear? 68% of lesbian relationships have some sort of domestic violence. How come it's never front page news that one of these lesbian superstars is beating on their bitch when we know at least one of them is? We never hear the stories.
Oh, go provide the evidence. Go provide the evidence that these lesbians are out here beating each other, and we know about it. We know who know about what. But provide the evidence, girl. I would love to talk about a lesbian couple breakdown. Really, I would not. There's nothing about that that sounds interesting to me. I'm sorry. Breakup happen. Breakup happen. I'm not sitting up here talking about someone who is breaking up with someone. But if you have footage of a woman being dragged in the hallway and kicked, provide it. Provide the evidence. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. Provide me the lesbian couple that's being dragged in the hall having FOs. Provide the evidence. Someone said, so gay men not fighting each other, only lesbian. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I was having a. I don't actually know what I said. I don't remember. I literally don't remember what I said. But whatever it was, I was having a good old time. I don't remember. Oh, I know what it was. apparently people are dragging Cassie for laughing. Please note that the way I laugh at like everything, like my I've seen something that really made me sad and I was laughing while crying. Laughter for me just comes out regardless. Like my teacher is dragging me and I'm laughing and they're mad because I'm laughing. So like just FYI, I'm the person at the funeral where my cousin went up there and started reading about my uncle and I just started I had to exit the church and I was at the front row of my uncle's funeral and I had to leave because I was laughing. And the moment I attempted to stop my laughter, I almost died. So like laughter I can't control it. And I think I might be able to control it because like I don't laugh when I'm at work. So I don't know. Maybe there's something I need to figure out. But I definitely had to leave church. I had to walk out of the church. Let's move on. So please note, you cannot read into my laughter. You cannot. You don't know why I'm laughing.
It's always a nigga on the auction block for some shit that everybody does. Still ain't worse than Harvey Weinstein, bitch ass. He was a child molester. Smash that like button, man. Let's get up to a couple $100 today. Now, keep in mind, Puffy's ego is crazy. He deserves to go to prison. He's disingenuous. He's a malignant narcissist. He definitely suffers from cluster B personality disorders. And, you know, that with drug use and him being rich, it ain't nothing you can tell a motherfucker like that. He's sick.
Yo, the fact that this man is up here talking about cluster B personality disorders is wild. Like this is wild. So how do you have any kind of knowledge in psychology at all and come out and talk? Oh my god. Like Chad, what? No, period. Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's sick. For sure he's sick by watching that video. But we've all been pushed to our limits by a woman at some point. We've all been there. That's just a part of the...
Where do you wait? See, this is the it that I was talking about. We've all been pushed to our limits by women. Sounds like a confession. Sounds like a confession. I read, this is what I make up. I read that Diddy's jealous of beautiful women because he wanted to be like them, to be able to do what they do. And so he mad at them and he takes out his aggression and envy on them. That's kind of how I interpret Diddy. And then because of the money and access he has, I think that he's increased the spectrum for pleasure for himself. But we've all been there. That we've all been there is wild. Where have we all been, sir? I have never in my life put my hands on a woman. My brother has never put his hands on a woman. I don't know where you think we've all been, sir, but I promise you we all haven't been there. I think this is why there is such a need for these men to protect Diddy, because in Diddy, on the video, they saw themselves, and that's wild. To see that and think, well, I've done something similar is absolutely disgusting. To sit there, for him to sit there and say, we've all been pushed to our limits by women. We've all been there in reference to Diddy is wild. Like, I feel like that's the problem that should be called out. Like I don't think this should just be like, oh my god, let's leave it alone. It's like, you just confessed to being abusive. And I hope whoever is going to be suing him later on saw this video, clipped it, and saved it for like whenever they decide to file suit. Here is the confession. Now you're gonna have to prove that you were the ones who he hit, but I mean, that's a confession. It's like Tory Lanez calling from the prison, confessing to shooting Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, here it is, right here, full confession. We've all been there. No, we haven't. We have not. We have not been beating women.
We've all been there. That's just a part of the giving, the exchange between male and female. Women are programmed to love killers. Sometimes a woman.
Girl, what? Wait. Y'all, let's look in this chat. Let's do that. Someone said, preach. Diddy Weinstein. I'm not reading these. All right, so it's a bunch of toxic men who just say the most disgusting things over there. Like, it's not like, yeah, these comments, like, I can't even read some of these comments. That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? He's sick. For sure he's sick by watching that video. But we've all been pushed to our limits by a woman at some point. We've all been there. That's just a part of the giving, the exchange between male and female. Women are programmed to love killers. Sometimes a woman will push you to a point just to see if you love.
That is the exchange. You think that's likely the exchange between men and women? Women love killer is wild. I'm not even going to get into how dumb that is. But what happened with Diddy and Cassie is part of the exchange between men and women is diabolical. And then you're sitting up there talking about you don't know how people choose the beer. Where's the beer emoji? Some people were, there it is. That is wild. That is wild.
Lover. So we can't act like females are a monolith, like they all the same, like they all dainty. No, my sister, my aunties, these are beautiful women that'll fuck a nigga up. I grew up around tough women. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that view of women like that princess shit. I didn't grow up around that type of shit. But let's get back on Cassie. So they've been trying to build a case on Puffy for a long time. For a long, long, long time, y'all. Now, when the police build cases, it's a lot of different things that have to be in the play. Like when they had that, when they raided Puffy's house and got that search warrant, there's a lot of things that investigators have to prove in order to gain that type of access to be able to go into Puffy's crib, which is where I think they got the footage of this Cassie incident. Because when the incident happened, Puffy paid the hotel $50K to keep it under wraps. So it happened back in 2009. But there's a few things that have to be in place. First of all, you got to have witness testimony. So there's no better witness to somebody being a criminal or participate.
So did this man just turn on the camera and decide to wing it? I think he just turned on the camera and decided to wing it. I think he just, all you've just confessed is that Diddy has been abusing women. Literally, that's all you've been confessing. So like, and they have to provide a lot of evidence to be able to go get a search warrant to go search Diddy's house. So that means they have evidence. And they executed a warrant because they had like, you are not helping the period. Keep talking. Actually, let me shut up. Let me shut up. Keep talking, girl. Period.
In criminal activity, there's no better witness than actual testimony from people who were there or video footage. They say, is Craig a Fed? Nah, if I was a Fed, I wouldn't be doing no fucking comedy.
Someone said he's a lawyer and a psychologist. Period. And a comedian.
Craig high. Nah, Craig ain't high. There's got to be witness testimony to be at this point. There has to be several people. It could be paid informants. It could be voluntary informants. But guaranteed, they have several people that have already testified to Puffy being a scumbag. So they have the witness thing covered for sure because we wouldn't even be this far. I think what's going on is they're trying to build up a RICO So when you build up a RICO and you can show him doing this across state lines, or selling drugs across state lines, with a RICO, you can go after the assets of the criminal. Where in a normal criminal case, their personal assets are never at jeopardy. But in a RICO case, if they can connect certain dots, they can take all his money, which is what they did to R. Kelly. And I think that's why it's taken so long for them to just finally come out and say what they want to say about him. Then they have to do profiling. Criminal profiling. They have to build a profile. They have to study his patterns, measure it in conjunction with the testimony on him, measure it with other factors and facts, and analyze his behavior patterns so they can figure out what types of charges to press, what type of questions to ask, and how to set up the case. You say you don't see y'all no more. No, I'm still everywhere, man. What you talking about?
Period. So the state is building a RICO case because they want to seize civil forfeiture of his property. Period. You better come through. So with forfeiture proceedings for seized property, I'm here for this foolishness. None of this is not accurate, mind you, but like, I'm trying to figure out what I should say here, because it's like the fact that he has some of the language feels like he did Google something or talk to an attorney or have a friend who knows a friend who's involved in crime, either as the criminal or the lawyer. But it's weird because it feels like he learned the language, he learned the vocabulary, but did nothing beyond the vocabulary. And so, from my perspective, as someone who studied law and loved criminal law, hearing him talk is just like wild. Because it's almost like he could actually go study some of this before he came out to speak. It feels like, no, I'm not going to say that. It feels like the person who is not the attorney, who's been to court so many times that they think I'm going to leave that alone.
So right now they're building a profile on Puffy, so yeah, and somebody said, yeah, he ain't high at all. Y'all crazy. Y'all motherfuckers act like I be smoking crack or something. Nigga, I used to fuck with the edibles here and there, but nah, I ain't high. Craig got a horse taper. Craig wearing Carhartt lad. I wear Carhartt, but this ain't Carhartt though. It look like it is, but it ain't. Craig got bars today. Goddamn Chill Withers. Man, much respect, man. Purchase the Chill Withers. The Chill Never Withers. Chill Withers Cluster B. And then Chill Withers The Disrespect about to drop very, very soon, man. Make sure y'all fuck with it. Also, the comedy album dropping this year. If I owe you something, get it from God. Make sure y'all purchase that. Where I talk about everything from the shit that happened on Craig Facts and other shit. Oh, it's going to be a great. Kim and Cassie. According to Kim's friends, Cassie is a scumbag. Like we said earlier. She used to laugh at Kim when Puff.
I don't understand. Wait. I don't understand why he keeps pluralizing the word friend. Because one, I don't know why you're using the word friend. Two, I don't know why you pluralize it. Because this woman who came out and said Cassie was a terrible person to Kim, literally said she's only met Kim once. And you're not about to convince me that you met someone who is dating Puff Daddy, whatever his name is, once. And she just started spilling her guts to you. I never said. I keep putting up Chica's comments so that I can say I never said this, and I keep forgetting, and it's looking like I'm just highlighting this comment. I'm highlighting this comment to say I've never said this. I never said this.
Puffy beat up on her. Kim was a married woman. She would be at Puffy's house, messing with Puffy.
Girl, who was Kim married to? Because it wasn't Puffy. Let me see. Let me Google who Kim was married. Who was Kim Porter? Yeah, imagine if he looked up Kim being married and saw Kanye and thought it was good enough. Was she married to Albie? Because whoever she was married to was not. She wasn't. She was not married to Diddy. Was she married to Albie? I don't know if she was, but
in front of Kim. Highly disrespectful. Shit, I can't get my forehead out the camera. That's a dumbass. His new season.
Girl, why is this chat dragging him? Yeah, why is this chat? His chat is telling him to get his forehead out the camera. Sorry. Girl, wait, let me see. Someone said, what's good, my beige brother? Wait. Wait. Yeah, look at this comment. Look at what's good, my beige brother. So this person says, I'm glad you're speaking about Cassie part of this situation for sure. What is Cassie part of this? Oh my god. I'm trying to find who told him to get his
That's all y'all want to know about is roast me. Man, that's up to All Def Digital, man. They got bigger and better things to do than fuck with little comedians like us, man. They just did a deal with Bob Johnson, man. That's the legend. They probably about to put out some new BET shit, some new one. Who knows what they got going on over there, man. Hopefully I can be involved with it though. Greg, your hairline expired. Man, I'm 41, dog. My hairline is gonna be what it's gonna be, dog.
Latoya Academia, welcome to the membership. Thank you so much. That is a hard 40. I mean, I'm gonna not say it. I said I was not talk on people's looks ever again because how dare me. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. 41.
You the goat though. Thank you. Craig seasoned his chicken with Dwight Howard chest hairs. How you feel about David Lucas, George Floyd joke? Okay, good question, Kevin. David Lucas is my friend, man. So I feel like this is how I feel. I don't agree with everything my friends do, but I don't change up on niggas because of that. I figure like this: as long as David has a bigger purpose behind the joke, just give him a chance. He definitely is a black man, like I'm a black man. We've been through the same struggle. He found some success. He found a way, which is very hard to do in this business, and I'm proud of him. But I would never turn on somebody that I love, that I fuck with, because y'all don't fuck with him. Got me.
So you were out there mad at police about George Floyd, right? So in the way that these comments were framed, it seems like he was pro defending George Floyd. It is wild to be in defense of George Floyd and not be in defense of Cassie, because you think Cassie might have been a bad person in her past by being present when Diddy was abusing someone else. So you are in defense of George Floyd and you excuse his past, which I would be in agreement with you, but you can't extend that same grace to Cassie. That is wild to me. Like that's actually wild. Like, we should not be sympathetic to Cassie because Cassie may or may not have laughed at another woman. Cassie may or may not have been present when Diddy was beating up Kim. So because Cassie might have been there and Cassie is now being abused and we can see it we can see it literally on video. We should think about the fact that Cassie may or may not, right? This is not proven, that she might have been not the best person in that she, as a 19-year-old, didn't jump in front of Kim and defended Kim when Diddy was beating Kim. So she should be beat. All right.
Fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm pro-black to the core, man. But you know what I mean? I don't turn on motherfuckers like the rest of the world because of a joke. You know what I mean? But I'm not no fan of David Lucas. I'm a friend and shit. So I want all my homies to win, especially the ones that put the work in, because we know it's hard to get to this point. You know how difficult, how many years go into just getting to a point where people could recognize your face on the street or would buy a ticket to see you. You know how much work.
And that time someone said, "Wife is chasing you, but you're too fast." Comes to mind watching him. Yeah. Why is this chasing you, but you're too fast? That's terrible.
Blood, sweat, and tears goes into that. How many motherfucking family members turn on you and talk shit about you, and friends turn on you, and bitches turn on you, and jobs fire you. It takes so much to get to a point as a comedian where people would recognize you as a legitimate comic, because it's just such a weird business where there's no middle class. Everybody loved Dave Chappelle and what he do, and all the people they know of. They're allowed to be comics, but when you ain't on that level, people think you faking the funk or you pump faking when you're talking about some of the shit you're talking about. So shout out to David Lucas for having the guts to say some shit that would make you motherfuckers mad. It ain't always about getting along with the fans. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said Craig is a comedian. Everybody thinks he's a joke. See, like jokes like that. Even a few niggas that's mad at me tomorrow.
I think I need to end it here. Someone said people think he's a comedian, but he's a joke. Yeah, why the chat? Why? Yeah, why the chat? Why is his own chat dragging him? Let me show you the comment. Let me show you. Craig is a comedian. Everybody thinks he's a joke. It's wild. So Craig breath smells. Craig look like DJ Custard. Craig, your breath funky. Yeah, I don't understand what kind of chat this is. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand fully how the chat can be like this. Imagine turning on your camera and everyone in the in the comments is dragging you, just like. Sorry, I don't want to cry. Oh, someone, let me just hurry up and say this. Yeah, someone said I was wearing makeup on my last video, and I'm not. I use my mom face wash pretty much every day and her toner, but like there is Cantella, like a 100% Cantella. It's like these drops. I put that on, and then I put snail mucin on whenever I go live. Like I have it on now, but like the camera is not cameraing. So that's what I use. I don't wear makeup. Look, I'm not opposed to wearing makeup, but if I knew how to apply makeup, maybe. But I don't know. So I actually appreciate the compliment, but I don't know how to wear makeup. If I try to put on makeup, you will know. You will. My skin would not match. You will know, and I will tell you. I would tell you. I don't care.
You're 40 and you still haven't made it. Like, I made it. What are you talking about? Niggas would be mad that you hit licks in this shit and start bringing arguments to the table that don't make no sense. Niggas would try to act like you ain't funny. You know, that's the main thing people in your personal life do when they mad at you. They try to act like you ain't funny. Then they try to act like, then the motherfucker try to act like you just stole a joke from them. It's just all these patterns of hate that all comedians go through.
Themis, would you get Dominic and swear on? I wouldn't. I would not. I'm actually doing laser to remove all my hair. Like I'm keeping this and this, but I'm doing laser here because I get ingrown hairs, so I've been lasering it off. I have a couple more treatments, but the dark spots have disappeared ever since I started lasering them off. So, yeah. Themis uses his mom's secret potion every day, but he still wants. I can share what I use, like the Korean. There's a bunch of Korean products that I use for like glass skin, and apparently it works. 1 second, let me grab it. Ain't nobody care about what these men got to say. Let me grab the thing that I use. All right. I mean, I'm pretty much done with this video. I'm not about to listen to this man anymore. I'm not. So I'm not showing my mom's product. I will one day, but whatever. So after I wash my face with my mom's product or whatever, sorry, I ran up the stairs. I ran up the stairs. No, because a lot of people have reached out to me, and I felt bad because I was like, "Girl, you better think my skin is perfect because it's not. It's camera trick." Um, so this glycolic acid from Ordinary, I don't know if you can even read that. So I don't know. You can't read it. It's fine. I use this as a toner. Then I use this serum. I drop it on my face, and then I Centella. I put that on my face right after, and then I use snail mucin. I mean, essentially, it's done. You see that these two, I use them a lot, so I use these. They're done. Every time I go live, I put that on, and then I use this sunscreen. This is my favorite sunscreen. I use it as a moisturizer. It's actually really good. I think it's super expensive. It's a Korean, it's what Koreans use generally. It's a Korean type moisturizer slash sunscreen, and it is very soothing. I love it. I use it every day. So that's it. There's no secret. That's it. And it works. Like immediately, like you don't have to wait. For me, I put it on. It works immediately. My skin looks glowy. It looks moisturized. It looks like I'm drinking water. And then I come on here. So that's how I do it. So yeah. That's how I do it. Team is used this mom. No, Chica, you've been on for 21 months. So that's it. When I update my skincare, I'll let you know. But this is, you can look at these bottles and where they are to know that this is like legit, like what I use every single day. I have to restock them now. All right. Well, that's that on that. I am done. Thank you all for being here. Someone said they didn't like snail mucin. I like it. It feels like it traps the moisture in, and it feels good for about 3-4 hours, and then I have to reapply. Someone said show the front of the bottles. Because of the way the camera is flipped, you can't read it anyway. Let me try to flip the camera around. All right, there. This is weird. I can't even see myself. All right, I don't know how they do this because I'm very annoyed right now. Like, this is too much. I can't see. Someone said, put your hands where. I'm not doing it. I'm done. I tried. Let me read it to you. This is Ordinary. This is the glycolic acid, 7% glycolic acid. It is a toning solution. I like it because I have sensitive skin. So this is what after I wash my face, I wipe it down with this, and then I drop the Centella on it. This is 100% Centella. You can get it on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. I think it was like 20 something dollars. It's not that expensive. I thought it was, but it wasn't. And after I do that, then I put the snail mucin on it to trap the moisture in. And after I do that, then I put on my sunblock. And I love this one because it doesn't have a tint at all. There is no tint. It is actually really good. Like, even when I'm going out at night, I put on sunblock, and it's not. It is not because I care about a sunblock. It's because I like the feeling of it. It's very moisturizing, and it actually gives me this like weird glow that I did not expect. And so I really love this. This is my favorite. Out of everything I have, this is my favorite thing. I mean, y'all lied to me. You said if I put my hand behind it, it'll show. Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh, let me flip the camera around. My bad. My bad. Oh my God. I feel dumb. Oh, there it is. I actually feel dumb. All I had to do. So that's the sunscreen. This is my favorite thing. But here is the serum. Oh. That is the serum. This is the mucin. And the toner. Oh my God. All right. I'm. All right. So, period. I think I haven't kept anything. You guys know I have everything that I have. My theme is gatekeeping greatness, and No, I think it's a regular. Like, it's fine. I'm going to talk to her. I'll post it for y'all in the Discord, and then do it outside. So, what I'm going to do, I'll do this. I will post it in the Discord first. And then if the people in the Discord like it, then I'll post it out here. Because the thing is, I don't want people, you know how people say, oh my God, I'm associated with this and I'm associated with that. And then the people who follow them buy it and then they get dragged online. I don't want to know that. Because like I would feel bad if someone used a product that I'm affiliated with. I would never be sponsored, can't be sponsored. That's a conflict of interest for me. But I would hate for people to be dragging me saying I told them to get something that is disgusting and they're mad at me. I would hate that. Miss Sparkles has been a member for 12 months. This is a year. This is our anniversary. Thank you so much. Wait, your mom makes her own? Yes, she didn't like a bunch of products, and so she made her own and try to make it natural and all of that. And it works well with my skin because I have really, 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 really sensitive skin, and so does my mom. My mom and I are exactly the same people. If you heard me speak, you've heard my mom. Just think of it without the masculinity, and that's my mom. You heard my laugh. It's my mom. We almost look alike. We're physically like almost the same. Like it's we think the same. We're like exactly the same people. And it's scary as I grow older how close like it is weird. Jane has been a member for a month. Thank you. I'm nothing like my dad. I'm everything like my mom. No theme is not theme is being a beauty period. Aren't they all banned because they were all scamming? Aren't all the beauty influencers scammers? I feel like all the beauty influencers are scammers. Let me just drag the beauty influencers quickly. Every time I see a beauty influencer, like I'll see the same beauty influencer. And they've been talking about what saved their skin. And every month it is a new product they claim saved their skin. And I'm watching people in the comments going to buy the product. And I'm like, this has to be a scam. Y'all are reviewing products that these people are paying y'all to review. And you expect me to believe that your reviews are honest? You expect me to believe there's not a filter on you, right? Let me check actually. There's a filter in here. Let me touch up your appearance. Let me turn this on. A period. A period. Girl, this is so glitchy. I turned on the touch up your appearance thing and it's so glitchy. Let me turn this off. I don't know why I'm talking about this on this video. Anyway, we'll go talk about it on one of my ew. I don't like this. This is body dysmorphia right here. If you put on a filter and then take it off, you feel like the ugliest person in the world. Like, what is this? Why's my face so textured? All right, guys, I'm done. Anywho, have a wonderful, wonderful night. I want to remind you that next month, the last 2 weeks, I will not be here. I will be on vacation. However, I will provide you with content. If I get to go to this thing that I want to go to this weekend, well, I'm going to it. I'm going to do a kind of vlog style oh, I have an interview with Vanessa. I went to her and we cooked together and I interviewed her. Um, I'm going to post that here instead of for members only as what in place of one of the live stream. Hopefully y'all will like that. I will also be outside. I'm going to an event this weekend and I'm planning to bring my cameras. I want to interview people and talk to people on the streets or at the event. I don't know if that's allowed. We'll see what happens. If I can do that in time, I will also edit that into a video. But I also have 3 videos planned separately. So while I will not be here for the last 2 weeks in June, you will have content. No, I will not be on a yacht. So thank you. These men degenerate, like, ain't nobody about to, like, we're not doing that. I don't really want to engage. I just wanted to, like, use my remarkable and see if it works. So that's what this video was about. Ain't nobody about to sit here and take as credible anything these men are talking about. So have a wonderful, 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 wonderful. It's Memorial Day, and you guys go back to work tomorrow. So we'll see ya. Bye. Oh, someone said, Hoochie Daddy shorts, period. And I will barely be wearing shirts. So I'm going to go to the gym actually right after this because I need to work on my fitness. For this Saturday and Sunday because body's gonna body in a big body Benz. Bye.